So we're going to do Harold and the Purple Crown. You know why we're reading this?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you like that.
I do. It's my favorite book. Well, my favorite book to read to you. It's a good book in general. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight, and he needed something to walk on. He made a long straight path so he wouldn't get lost, and he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crown with him. You know why I like this book?
Yeah.
Why?
What?
I like this book because that purple crown is the physical manifestation of his imagination. Whatever he wants to do or have, he draws it. It's the equivalent to being a wizard and just saying, I want a car. And then boom, there's a car. He can draw a car. I know, mind blown. Can you say manifestation?
Manifestation.
It works. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on that long straight path, so he left the path for a short cut across a field, and the moon went with him. I should have a movie voice. In a world of purple crowns. You'll get it one day. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be, and he didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. And that tree turned out to be an apple tree. Ooh, I have new apple pie. It's called a Mary callender.
Mary calendar?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
It does sound good. It's a Mary Callender Dutch apple pie.
That's good.
Yeah, I thought so. The apples would be a very...
We have apples and bananas.
Fantastic. I'm going to finish reading. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. Well, they're purple because it's a purple crown. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crown shook. Ooh, this is where he creates an ocean. It's my favorite part. Suddenly he realized what was happening, but by then Harold was in over his head in an ocean. Boom, mind blown. He came up thinking fast, and in no time he was climbing aboard a little boat. It's not a truck, but it's a boat. Physical manifestation of his imagination. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. And after he sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. Get it? He made land. He drew it. He made it. Physical manifestation. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. And the sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him hungry. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. I could go for a picnic.
With me?
Yeah, obviously. Where would you have a picnic if you could have a picnic anywhere?
Maybe we can take our vegetables out there, maybe, and we can just do that idea. And that's your perfect idea.
I think it's a perfect idea. Yeah, high five. It's a perfect idea. We should do that.
Oh.
It's 5 minutes, so I'm going to end that because I feel like 5 minutes is like, I think 5 minutes is a really good time.
Look. I will you, Dad.
5 minutes. We don't take up a lot of people's time. 5 minutes is just long enough where it's like if they're on the toilet or something, then they can, it's 5 minutes. 5 minutes is not a terribly long time. Sometimes I might be in there for like 30 minutes, but 5 minutes is, I think that's average.
What is this?